Hello and welcome. This is Mike Ferguson, and this is the orientation welcome video for Chem 100 Spring 2019. I am coming to you from my couch, so I'm just kind of chilling here as I'm about ready to. It's Friday, class starts on a Monday. At least I'm not waiting to the last minute. So the purpose of this video is to orient you to the class. So I'm going to try and be quick and brief and show you where things are. I've already signed into Lalima, so you can see here's my Lalima page. Of course, I'm the instructor, so it's going to be slightly different for you. But let me go through the syllabus and let me show you where things are. So this is Chem 100, and this is a really kind of, this is a fun class. And it's relatively, it's not very math-centered. So if you're afraid of math, this is a class for you, because we're not really doing that much math at all. So, and if you haven't already, I sent an email out about this, but my boss asked me to plug the lab, and I am plugging the lab. If you have the chance to, if you're able to take Chem 100 lab, and you need the diversification physical science lab, well, I guess it's just lab. There's the biological science will fit it too. It's and you're already taking the class. This is a non-rigorous mathematical way to do it, and it's really, this is designed to make people excited about science. This is not the heavy-duty math-intensive chemistry and physics classes that you might hear horror stories about. This is the class for non-majors, and this is like a good citizenship. Like, this is where we get electricity. This is how we grow our food. And there's chemistry in it, but it's more the backdrop. It's not really the meat of the course. It's more of a general science class. Okay, so this is chemistry and society, and let me start with me. Here am I. That is a real panda that I'm petting. It's a male panda that I met in China. I forget the panda's name, but he wasn't very soft and he smelled like bamboo. But they are pretty cute and cuddly. He was more interested in the bamboo than me, of course. And so there's my office hours. My office hour, Wednesday noon to 2. I'm also going to be in the chemistry lab an hour prior to my lab. And this is part of a dual office hour that I'm having. I'm sure the other instructor's not going to be there, but we're having open office hours for an hour, and well, it's specific to chemistry 162. But you're certainly welcome to come and or communicate with me during that time. I won't be by my phone, of course, because I'll be in the chem lab, but I will be accessible via email, assuming I'm not helping other students. There's my other virtual tools there, and just so you know, I'm not an AI. I am a human, not a computer. So I do things like sleep and play and eat meals and these kind of things. So I'm usually pretty fast when it comes to emails, but if you email me at dinner time, I don't respond for 2 or 3 hours. That's because I was eating dinner and then chilling or something like that, and then I check my email. Or maybe I go to bed early, maybe I go stay up late, maybe I sleep in, so please keep that in mind as I'm doing things. And if you email me on Saturday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I might be at the beach. So, but of course, during the week, during normal work hours, I'm pretty fast in responding. So I already mentioned about this course. This is basically general science for non-science majors. And I run the course off of the 12th edition of the textbook. The bookstore has the 14th edition. If you can get any previous edition, it'll work just as fine. I mean, I've reviewed textbooks before, and the truth of the matter is they just swap pictures. They change a couple pictures, and maybe add a chapter, like they break a chapter apart in a few different chapters. They're all pretty much the same. So you can get, if you can find a previous edition, the chapter orders will be slightly different, but it'll save you a bunch of money, like on the order of like $150. So the 12th edition that I write this course for, you can find it for $20 on Amazon. This semester I'm going to update the class, partially because the next edition is the 15th, the current edition is the 14th, the next edition is the 15th. UH Manoa wants me to teach for them, and and they're sticklers about that. So I'm going to update the class to the next to the future published text. I'm gonna work on that this spring. Anyways, but any previous text will do. Okay, and let me jump to grading policies. So grading policies, here you go. There are 3 tests in the final. The score is there, and then the forum. So and 10-point splits for the grade. Tests. Test 1 for mod 1 through 4, test 2 for mods 5 through 7, test 3 for mods 8 through 10, and the final is comprehensive. And what do I mean by the mods? So if you look over here on the side, I'm scrolling up, and on the left side of the Lalima page, you see these mods. So that's what I mean by different mods. So let me click on mod 3. So anytime now, internet. There we go, mod 3. And here is showing you the mods there. Here is the learning space, and if you click on this is the PowerPoint slides. So here are the slides that I'm using for that class. And then here is me. I'm not going to clear this, but this is a lecture that I made. And I made the lecture so you can see my face. Like, I've taken online class before, and it sucks when you can't see the instructor's face. So at least you know that it's actually me talking and doing these things. And students tell me they like to hear me pronounce the words. At least I'm pronouncing the words in an American accent. I say aluminum, not aluminium, like they talk about in England and New Zealand. So aluminium is fine, but it's, a different pronunciation, I guess. I prefer aluminum. All right, and then the test. So you'll see here it says pre-test 3. You click this. This is the test bank. So the tests, they're going to be multiple choice, and I give you the test questions and the answers. Of course, each of the 3 tests, there's 20 questions. The final is 50 questions, but there are the test questions there. So you will have them, and I put more and more as you go along, you have to be really, really good at memorization if you're going to see them all. So I do not think you'll be able to memorize them all. I'd be very surprised if you could. Okay, so then now we have that. Let me go back to the syllabus. So there is the testing. Okay, where are we at? We're grading policies. Okay, that's the test. So you see the test here. Here's a three tests and the mods for each. How do you do that? You go to the lessons and you go through and you look at the pre-test. The pre-test, those are the questions you're going to have on the test. And the tests are closed note, closed book. The final is closed note, open book. So you can have your open book on the final. You cannot have open note because I know you could just print out all the test questions because I give you test questions and the answers. That's kind of stupid. So open book, and you also have to take them in the testing center. I guess I should show you a testing center. So the UH testing centers. So and I will send you these links and whatnot. But then we have the testing centers. And so, like here on Maui, many people take it at the Learning Center, the TLC. Of course, there's people taking this on other islands. Last semester, I had a student in South Korea and another student in Sweden. So if you are not near a UH testing center, I can easily accommodate you. Also, like one time I had a student on the Big Island. He was driving like 4 hours to a testing center. Don't do that. If you live in Waimea, don't. Well, I guess Waimea is not 4 hours. I guess he maybe drives very slowly, I guess. So I mean, Waimea is like an hour and a half to Hilo or to Hawaii CC. If you're in a situation where it's just really, really hard for you to get to the testing center, talk to me. I don't want you to take vacation. I don't want you to pay a babysitter so you can go take your test. So, I mean, the reason why we have a course like this, it's online, it's to help you with your schedule. So we target people that are really busy at their jobs or other caretaking things. So if you are a caretaker for elderly or young, and during the normal work hours you can't make it, do not interrupt your schedule for this class. So I'm very flexible in working with you with this, okay? And Then last thing here, so the forums. So there are some forums, and let me just point to the last one. One of my ulterior motives is to teach you study skills, and here is the last forum. Based off what you learn in this class, are there any behaviors that you're going to change? So, like if you click on this one saying, you know what, from this class, I'm going to stop throwing a bunch of styrofoam cups in the ocean. I used to have this habit where I threw a bunch of styrofoam cups in the ocean, and I feel like I shouldn't do that anymore. Something like I'm oversimplifying it, but also in this resources guide, the resources right there, I have the rubric. So this is how I will grade the forums and also the replies. So you have to post the forum and reply to someone within the forum, and this shows you what's appropriate. And in general, it's to say it says original. I mean, if you do agree with someone, and you can, I mean, there are only so many things you can do, especially with the introductions. I mean, a lot of people have only grown up and lived on Maui, so I mean, maybe your high school changed a little bit, like some went to Maui High and some went to Baldwin, so I mean, but anyways, and the general rule though is to be kind and be polite. And this is very important because this is another motive of mine. You have to work on your online persona. So part of working in today's society is to have a good online presence. And how you work and communicate with others in this fashion is important. And this is a skill I want you to develop. If you have not already developed it, I want you to develop that in this class. So it is important to do that. Let me give a different forum. So is it mod 4? I forget. No, it's not mod 4. Mod 3. Here we go. Test taking skills. So this is a video on how to take a test. So I want you to watch this video, and then I want you to say, how are you going to study for tests in this course? So the idea here is to get you thinking about how you can improve your study skills. So I'm trying also to have this course be part of the first year experience. I know this is second semester, so it's obviously, well, it could be your first year, but it's not the first experience for most. I mean, it might be for some, but most students start enrollment in the fall. But if you are enrolling for the first time in the spring, welcome to Maui College, and college in general if it is your first class ever. Okay, so okay, let me see. Let me go back to the syllabus. And I hope I have explained how the grading works and the rubric for the posts. That's also in this resources. So the rubric is right there. Oh, lab report rubric, one long rubric. Okay, forum rubric right there. There we go. And then where are we? Okay. And let me go here with where to get help. In the interest of time, you can read this yourself. I would like to note that I am a safe zone advocate. So if you feel you need the services of a safe zone advocate, you can look at no further than your instructor to this class. Also, if you have any issue in general, feel free to talk to me if you have any registration issues with my class or other classes. If you have, so what I'm trying to say is faculty tend to be very connected. So if you are having issues with stuff with school or outside of school, if you find you need counseling or you find yourself homeless, I do want you to approach me, and I can connect you to some services. At least I will to the best of my ability. Okay, and here's a Title IX statement, and yeah, I guess this is it. So, there's lots of stuff in here, like the lactation room. but I will not go through that. That is right there in my syllabus. So, but anyways, welcome to this class, and I haven't, this is the old one, old video there, but I can't, but this is where this video is going to be posted, and watch it as many times as you'd like. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm very happy to work with you, but welcome to the course, and I will be emailing you shortly.